I just hope they don't do it. I hope they don't change it. It might happen during your show.
Yeah,
you draft and pay a $250.
Yeah,
that can squat the house.
I hope they change it.
Hey man,
you do?
Oh yeah.
No way.
Of course he does.
What am I saying?
What does of course he does mean?
You know.
Do you remember who played in the Super Bowl this past year?
Yeah, who played in the Super Bowl?
Listen, unlike Texans fans, some of you out there, I can attest that the Tush push was not what got our asses kicked in that game, nor was it the one that they beat the Eagles in a couple of years ago. I just think I think it is so stupid to me on defense. When you stop a guy and you drive him back, do they get pushed back to the 7 yards you drove him back? No, it comes back to the line of scrimmage.
Of course.
But on the offensive side, if the offensive guys keep pushing,
you're still moving. You know the rules.
No. Well, how come they're still moving too backwards?
Yeah, but they stopped them.
Forward progress.
But then there's forward progress too. The forward progress.
They don't possess the ball.
Yeah.
So
but the forward progress only continues because you
keep moving forward.
Because you continue to let. But what I'm saying, it is stupid to me that other guys can come in and push ball carriers forward when their progress is stopped. But defensively,
you're assuming their progress is stopped.
There are stopped.
They're pushing them from behind. They're not stopped.
Well, that's not under their own power.
They're not.
I got you.
But they wouldn't be put.
But then you'd have to figure out where they were stopped. Because they're getting pushed from behind.
But again, as soon as
where did they stop?
Again, then let defensive players shove offensive players back until the whistle blows and the ball goes.
And they do.
They do not. They stop it and move
but
it
the
back
forward
up.
progress is stopped.
Stop
and
the
then they
offensive
keep
side
moving
of the
them
ball.
back. Here's my analogy. I know we're eating into your
boy.
Well, first, I would like to say that you're listening to KILT AM, KLT FM, HD2 Houston, the sports station.
To me, this comes down to one thing. There's one team that is shooting 50% from three-point range, and everybody else can't shoot more than 30, and they want to change the rule. That's what this is. One team is really good at it. They're shooting 50% from three. Everybody else is shooting less than 30, so let's change the rule. That's what this is.
I think Ron's issue is not even just with the tush push itself. It is with the idea of pushing offensive players pushing or pulling it.
It is however you put it.
Here's the deal: you can't just eliminate forward progress. There has to be some rule in place for offensive football to happen, right? I mean, for football to happen, there has to be some way to place the football. But here's the deal: if you're the defender and I'm the ball carrier, and I hit you, and you can't stop me. And we're going backwards, and you're going backwards, and I'm continuing to gain yards. What's going to happen?
I'm gonna feel real bad about myself.
But what are your teammates going to do?
They're going to come up here and try and stop it.
They're going to bang the hell out of me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then
So offensively, my guys just got to stand around and let y'all just pound on my ass because. You know what I mean? Like that. There's no clear distinction of like.
But the play stops when they come up and hit you, and you stop. The play stops. On the other side, they get to just keep driving them on down the field
because
they're not the ones when you are getting help.
But as long as they're still moving forward, the play has not stopped.
That's my issue.
When you stop somebody, the play stops.
That's
on the offensive side.
On the offensive side,
I know, but as long as he's moving, the play isn't stopped.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Is the crook is what he's talking about.
And I go back to my point.
No need
One
for the
team
crook
is shooting
at that point.
50% from three, and you're mad about it.
And to me, it's not even just the Eagles. It's anything offensively. First off, offense gets everything in the game.
No, but what I'm saying
to me too, when you as the ball carrier are no longer moving on your own, I think it is BS that other people on the offense can move you to keep gaining yards. The play should be stopped when you have stopped moving, just like it is on the other side.
They're pushing him from the snap of the ball. You don't know when he got stopped. They're pushing him as the ball snaps.
Again, John, you should not ever be able to push
because they're really
forward
good at it.
I'm just saying, anybody. You shouldn't. Like that is crazy to think. Hey man, here you get the ball on offense, and here we're gonna get 8 other guys to just push behind you, just keep pushing you. You've been stopped, but we're just gonna keep pushing you. We'll go up. We watch all the time. The Eagles get up there, bam! It is a stop right there, and then these two other big dudes behind him are pushing the guy who can squat 700 pounds, are helping push him through. And it's not even just on the tush push. We see other times when offensive players have the ball on the field, and then offensive line. You want to talk about safety? Offensive linemen on the full sprint. On the full sprint.
I think we can agree on that.
Saying throw. But an offensive lineman on a full sprint coming and just nailing guys forward. It's silly. When you stop, you shouldn't be able to move forward with the help of others.
And I think you're just seeing it differently. Because I think and you're saying they shouldn't even do that.
The ball carrier, no.
Right. But what I'm saying, okay, like if he gets stopped when somebody's pushing it, how do you know when he's getting stopped?
You're saying
don't even do that.
I'm saying you should never be able to help push forward.
You can't push a pile.
Another offensive player.
And one team is really good at it. That's my bigger point.
I know that you're able to do it. I'm saying the reason why the rules. I just don't think. To me, it is not a fair thing that an offensive player can get pushed forward by other people. An offensive player can get pushed forward and continue to get yardage by an offensive player. And then, as I said, on the other side, if three defensive guys started to shove a guy back, they stop it. And you don't get the yards that you lost. You come right back to where
I don't see that at all. I mean, defensive tackles, they push piles so the linebacker can get in and make a tackle. Is that fair? Where do you draw the line on that?
Well, I don't even know.
What I'm saying is defensive tackles, pushing each other to push the line of scrimmage to free linebackers, that's pushing a defensive player.
Yeah, but they don't know these guys don't have the ball.
I understand
I'm talking about the person with the ball.
Yeah.
The person with the ball.
I think to attempt to make it simpler is that if the ball is to be advanced by a player, it needs to be under their own power. That is the stance that I think Ron Hughley is making.
Yes.
But you get to use 3 or 4 to stop me.
Yeah.
So all the defensive guys can hit the ball carrier, but the offensive guys got to stand around and just let him see if he can.
Because I think
tackling.
The protective.
But it's 4-on-1. So I'm just gonna stand around and let my guy just get smoked.
I think the protective part of that is that the whistle blows on forward progress.
But what does it do on the second and the third? Are we just gonna all stand around and watch it happen?
Like if I'm running, let's use the other example. I'm a running back. I'm on the wing. It's 3rd and goal from the 5. And defensive players start hitting me. Offensive linemen come up and start trying to block the defensive players. Is that a flag because they also hit their own offensive player? You know what I mean?
You can't touch the offensive player.
Yeah. According to you can't do that. Like if you're trying to tackle me and you're trying to tackle Clint and he's trying to tackle Clint and I come up and try to knock Reggie off the pile, but I also hit Clint and I'm helping him. You know what I mean? Where do you stop?
If Clint is no longer, if you are pushing and assisting,
but I'm trying to block you.
Sure, but that's not what they're doing, John, and you know it.
It's exactly what they're doing.
No, they're not. John, stop it. You know they are not sitting there trying to block somebody else. They're trying to push Jalen Hurts forward.
Oh, I understand that, but how many times?
But you're bringing up other stuff that.
No, I'm not. We see it every Sunday. We see it every Sunday where there's a running back stop with defensive players coming on them. All these other linemen come up there and start pushing too. They're trying to get the defensive lineman off. But they're helping the running back.
No, they're trying to push the running back forward. They're not trying to get the defensive player off. They're trying to push the carrier forward.
No, you're taught to just knock those guys out so the running back can run some more. But you're hitting your own running back too. Are you legislating that? You're taught as a lineman, get those guys off your running back.
John, they are coming up and shoving them forward.
No, I know what happens.
Even within that, once you see
that play stops.
There are so many. We see pals that stop, and then offensive players get to move it forward, get to drive it forward when the pal is stopped.
Yeah.
Play should be over. When the pal is stopped, you come up, you're no longer moving. Then some big-ass 340-pounder comes up and starts shoving you forward. Yeah. Where did you start to move again? Well, your legs just start to get powerful again? Or did that person behind you start pushing you forward?
Or is he trying to knock the guys off of you so you can move and continue to run because the whistle hasn't blown?
I think there is a real difference in, hey, I'm trying to block a guy and I accidentally hit the carrier. Then, hey, I'm grabbing the ball carrier and I'm pushing him forward.
So that's probably trying to legislate it.
I imagine that's what the room sounds like in Minnesota as they're trying to decide whether or not
disagree.
whether or not they'll ban the tush push. I'm sure the fellas will keep you abreast of that.